Hi, I'm Dave. If you are new to this channel, we live here in West Virginia, thus West Virginian Livin. This channel is about living here in West Virginia and what we do as a West Virginian. It's not always in West Virginia. Some of the stuff that we do, we may record videos of us going on a family trip. It could be to Pennsylvania because I'm from Pittsburgh originally. So I have family up there and we go to Pennsylvania periodically. We live right across the river from Ohio. That's the Ohio River, that direction, maybe a couple hundred yards. So, and we like to travel. We like to do adventures. Of course, if you've been following along, you know I really do a bunch of photography, which is going to be the title to our topic of today. I am a professional by no means. I am as amateur as they come. And this year, I just recently purchased a Canon EOS 90D camera, DSLR. And up until this point, I have done everything strictly on a phone, an Apple iPhone 11 Pro Max. And before that, I had an LG something. I don't remember what it was. But anyways, it was like at that time, it was actually better than the iPhone camera rating wise. So kind of perfected it with phones and learning how to shoot on a phone. For my overactive brain, I needed to bump up, so to speak, and get a DSLR. And because I wanted to start eventually, maybe, working my way towards and competing on a, so to speak, on a professional level. So I'm learning how to use the camera. The strongest thing in photography is the composition itself. Like, I can take a picture of the floor on the deck. I mean, not a real strong composition, but I can find a couple nails in that deck that may have a little rust around it and maybe a couple little markings and turn that into the composition instead of just pointing at the deck and taking a picture. Light also is extremely, extremely important in photography. Like right now with this sun, what time is it? It's 20 after 4. The courthouse is behind me, so I'm looking at the clock. So it's 20 after 4, and the sun is still pretty harsh, even in the middle of February at this time of day. So right now, it's going to be very contrasty, kind of harsh light. So, but that was the whole point of today. I pulled out my camera earlier today and I went and took pictures right here in my yard. I never left my backyard. And it was extreme contrast with the sun because it was, I don't know, I want to say 12:30, 1 o'clock. So it was at its highest point and very, very harsh. So I wanted to bring the camera out and take some pictures around the yard in that kind of light. So then I even went on the side of the house where it's completely shadowed out. And I wanted to do this, one, just because I wanted to take some pictures and I didn't go anywhere today. So two, I wanted to learn the settings without having to use filters. So I took some pictures, which I will show at the end here, and you can judge. I'm putting the bad and the good, just putting in what I took. And you can be the judge of what they look like, and maybe if you know anything about photography and settings and different all that kind of stuff, make some comments down below, give me some pointers. I'm learning. There's a saying out there, practice makes perfect, which I don't agree with whatsoever. I don't like that saying at all. I like to say practice makes better. Because what may be perfect to you may not be perfect to the guy next to you. And what may be perfect to him in his eye or in his brain may not be perfect to you. So I tend to like imperfections. I mean, don't get me wrong, these professional photographers that are taking stellar photos, I mean, they got top-notch equipment. they're spending buku dollars to go to these places to get these fabulous, amazing pictures, and because they're on a whole nother level, they're selling, that's their income. I'm not there yet. Would I like to be there? Maybe someday. I am selling photos. I do sell 8x10 prints. Hit me up. But I do like imperfections in the photos. What I consider imperfections, maybe I leave a little branch in it, or maybe I have the crop off just a little bit. I don't necessarily purposely do it every time, but to me it shows the human factor, that we're all human. We're not perfect, and that's just kind of my outlook on it. I really, don't get me wrong, I really love the professional stuff where even they've got the lighting, they've got the crop, they've got the compass, they've got it all just lined up. And there's sometimes I look at some of the professional stuff and I'm like, I don't necessarily really like that. It looks good, but it wouldn't be my cup of tea. But again, I'm as amateur as they come. So, but I go back to that saying, practice makes better. Practice, practice, practice. I pull that camera out whenever I can because I do want to get better at it. And because if you do want to hit a professional level, you do have to have some skills. You do kind of need to know, and you build your own market. You don't try to compete with somebody else's market. Build your own market. I'm not going to compete or try to get into a market with somebody like Peter McKinnon or Gavin Hardcastle or what's his name, Shane Bloom, or Nick Page or somebody like that. I'm not Michael Shane Bloom. Sorry, Mike, if you watch this video. I'm not trying to get on the level, compete in their markets. I want to create my own market, and my market comes out of West Virginia, and there are photographers in West Virginia that are phenomenal. And I just want to help put West Virginia on the map. I mentioned to Nick Page in a live stream of his about I would love to see him come to West Virginia, and he made the statement that he goes, I haven't seen much come out of West Virginia because these big photographers aren't coming to West Virginia because they haven't seen a whole lot. So those of us that are here, somehow, some way, got to get our stuff out there for these guys to see, because I would love to see some of these big guys come in here. I think this state is a world of, just a beautiful, beautiful place. And I think they can get some really, really stellar stuff, especially with the waterfalls around the state and then the mountains. I don't know. I'm rambling, but I think Nick Page, man, if you watch this, I would love to see you come to West Virginia. I think you can get some stellar stuff. But yeah, back to my saying, practice makes better. Practice. And that's what I was doing today with the camera, just pulled it out and just kept practicing and practicing. Only way I'm going to learn it, and the only way I'm going to get better at it. Will I ever be perfect in some people's eyes? Nope. Might be perfect in some other people's eyes. But even in my own eyes, I know it's never going to be perfect because my eyes, my taste, my outlook on things is going to change over time. So it's never going to be perfect. I don't believe in a perfect level. I don't believe there is such a thing, especially when it comes to photography, because it's all in the eye of the beholder. Welcome to the real world. It's all in the eye of the beholder. So that's what I did today. And it's, like I said, it's February 18th. Quick little story before I let you go and let you see the photos. Last night we went and seen comedian John Crist. This is a photography story. Me and my family, we went over in Ohio, about 2 hours away. And all I had with me was my phone. I didn't have a camera or anything like that because the venue is like, no pictures, no videos. It was the Seacrest Auditorium in Zanesville. I mean, they were flashing it on their television screens and all this stuff. So, we were all like, pulling out your phone. You're like, I swear I'm not taking a picture. I'm just checking Instagram or Vero, So, but before the show started, I did take advantage and I took a couple pictures. And I was crouched down in the walkway, dead center, with the stage, Actually, I'll post the picture at the end. And this couple came in behind me, and as I was crouched down, and my family's like, Dad, Dad, Dave, Dad. And I'm like, what? And they're looking behind me, and I'm like, oh, there's somebody standing behind me. So I lined up this photo, and I took the photo. And the lady was like, no, 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 this is awesome. She said, are you a photographer? And then my wife threw me under the bus, and she was like, he's a wannabe. And then she quickly followed up with, he's an amateur. So she was like, no, no. She was like, he got the best angle and view of that stage. So she pulled out her phone and said, or had her phone in her hand, and she said, can you take that for me with my phone? And I said, yeah, sure. So I crouched down, got down, lined up, and I think I got the better shot with her phone than what I took. But so I snapped off a couple with her phone, and then her and her husband, she was like, can you get a picture of us down in front of the stage? So we went down to the stage, and I kind of got at the best angle that I could so I can get the sign. So I had the backdrop of the stage and everything in behind them, and lined it up, took a couple pictures. So when we were done with that, they were like, would you like to meet him? And I'm like, meet who? And they're like, John Christ. I'm like, sure. And she was like, if you promise to take our pictures with him, she said, we have an extra VIP pass. So she said, we'll give you the VIP pass. And I'm like, well, absolutely. Take a picture of John Chris and them. Heck yeah. So I got a VIP pass, and I got to go meet John Chris after the show. It was pretty awesome. So I'll post a picture of that too. So anyways, let me wrap this up because I've been rambling, and I'm sure some of you probably aren't even stuck around this far. Hopefully some of you have. But anyway, so take that with you. Practice makes better, not perfect. It makes you better. With that, if you're new to the channel and you have made it all the way through this, please consider subscribing. And if you like the video, of course, give a thumbs up. You know the routine. Every YouTuber says it. Drop a comment down below. Again, if you're a photographer and you see these pictures, or if you've got something to add to what I just said, drop some notes down below for me and for those others that are watching that might read the comments. We're all here to learn. And then, of course, hopefully, I will see you all in the next video. Enjoy the photos.